Layoffs 2025. Why even senior pros are at risk. How to stay indispensable. Layoffs are no longer a rare occurrence, and they're affecting even the most seasoned professionals. It's a sobering reality that's sweeping across industries, leaving many to wonder about their job security. Since the beginning of 2025, we've seen a staggering number of job cuts, with major corporations from the US, Europe, and Asia announcing thousands of layoffs. The tech sector alone has been hit hard, with over 61,000 layoffs recorded by May 2025, according to Layoffs.fyi, a global layoff tracking platform. This isn't just hitting startups, but also giants like Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Intel, which has plans to reduce its workforce by up to 20%. But here's where it gets controversial. The driving forces behind these layoffs are complex and multifaceted. They include global economic uncertainty, rising cost pressures, shifts in business models, and the rapid rise of new technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, and automation. In fact, a 2025 World Economic Forum report reveals that 41% of global companies expect to shrink their workforce over the next 5 years due to AI's development. It's a wake-up call that experience alone is no longer enough to guarantee job security, and even youth isn't a safeguard against AI's encroachment. And this is the part most people miss. In this climate, your ability to adapt and transform proactively becomes the key to retaining your job. Nguyen T. Quinn Phuong, Director of Human Resources Solutions at Talentnet Company, notes that while talent is still valued, competence alone is no longer enough to shield employees from layoffs. Pham Phuong Tu, HR Director at NIC Global, agrees, emphasizing the need to shed complacency and actively manage careers. She explains that innovation and career growth are now essential to staying ahead of the curve. You must plan your career first. Learning new skills, staying current with industry trends, and being adaptable are how you become indispensable to employers, says. In the face of widespread layoffs, investing in self-development through education and expanding professional networks is critical to remain competitive, especially as jobs lacking innovation are most vulnerable to replacement. Postgraduate programs, particularly the Master of Business Administration, MBA, have become increasingly attractive. With AI replacing many roles, MBA programs provide specialized knowledge while enhancing adaptability and reaffirming human value. McKinsey's 2025 Global AI Report highlights that critical thinking, strategic decision-making, and organizational leadership are difficult for AI to replicate. Humans remain essential in guiding organizations and resolving crises. At British University Vietnam, BUV, the globally recognized MBA program, awarded by Staffordshire University, UK, equips students with academic excellence alongside skills in technology management, data analytics, and digital transformation, preparing graduates to thrive in the digital age and access global career opportunities. MBA students from BUV take part in field trips to learn directly from real-world business challenges, gaining valuable exposure and connections that AI cannot replace. Nguyen Xuan Hup, Global Procurement Director at Target Corporation and a BUV MBA alumnus, shares his experience. My MBA journey at BUV exceeded all expectations. It broadened my strategic perspective and offered practical applications I immediately implemented at work. Through BUV's extensive network of local and international corporate partners, MBA students gain valuable exposure, connect with influential leaders, and explore emerging career paths, advantages that AI cannot replace. BUV's MBA program is accredited by the UK's Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education, QAA, with 100% of faculty holding international PhDs and extensive postgraduate teaching experience at top global universities. Students learn to manage across cultures, gaining a competitive edge in the international job market. BUV offers postgraduate scholarships covering up to 50% of tuition fees. making advanced education more accessible for professionals ready to advance their careers. It's a small price to pay for the skills and connections that could make all the difference in today's volatile job market. And this is the part that could spark some debate. Is the rise of AI in the workplace a threat or an opportunity? Are we preparing ourselves adequately for the future of work? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Layoff-proof your career in 2025. Expert tips to stay ahead. Imagine waking up one morning to find out that your job has been replaced by a machine. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Unfortunately, this is the harsh reality that many people are facing today. With the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, job cuts have become a common phenomenon, leaving many professionals worried about their future. But here's the thing. Experts say that with the right approach, you can reduce the chances of being laid off and earn a layoff-proof tag. So what does it take to stay relevant in this rapidly changing job market? Let's dive in and find out. The fear of layoffs has been looming over us since last year, and it's only intensified in 2025. Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg's statement earlier this year sent shockwaves across the industry, warning of an impending wave of job cuts. And it's not just the tech industry that's affected. The ripple effects are being felt across various sectors, from IT parks in Bengaluru to financial corridors in Gurugram. But what's driving this trend? Is it really AI that's to blame, or is there more to it? According to experts, the main culprit is not AI alone, but a mismatch of roles and skills. As Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, pointed out in an internal note, it's not just about technology replacing workers, but workers not evolving with technology. So what jobs are at risk? Any job that involves repetitive tasks such as following steps, checking boxes, entering data, or analyzing pre-structured reports is already under threat. Even coding jobs are no longer safe, with Google revealing that AI is now doing 25% of coding for them. And this number is expected to increase in the future. But here's where it gets controversial. Experts say that the industry no longer requires 4 managers to oversee operations, and 1 person can now handle the work of 4 simultaneously. Sumit Jain, co-founder at Yakut, puts it simply. We can't predict everything, but we know one thing. Repetition will be punished and adaptability will be rewarded. However, this doesn't mean that jobs will disappear overnight. Instead, tasks within jobs will get quietly taken over, and the role will remain if the person holding it shifts their focus. So what skills will be in demand? Soft skills, or as experts prefer to call them, core human skills will become essential. Communication, emotional intelligence, judgment under pressure, these are the skills that machines still can't replicate. Sajju Jain, entrepreneur and Harvard alumnus, says, whatever you can do that AI can't, that's where your value rises. Speed, responsibility, and sincerity will no longer be bonus qualities, but the basics. As Sumit says, the time of being just okay is gone. Mediocrity is going to be penalized. If you're shallow in your skill, you'll be easy to replace. But what happens when layoffs come? Preparation begins before the problem. From a distance, layoffs may look sudden, but from the inside, they follow a pattern. Skills become outdated, roles shift, teams get leaner, and one day, a decision is made. Psychologists talk about cognitive reframing, seeing change not as a threat, but as a chance to rewire. Reskilling is no longer a future plan. It's part of survival. Sajju says it bluntly. It's a learn or fail environment. So, what can you do to stay ahead? According to Raghav Gupta, founder of Futurance, there are 3 things you can do. Invest in skilling or reskilling in high-value areas. Build access to the right people, and work on your personal brand. Relationships and articulation will open more doors than cold applications ever can. And when you have distribution, a point of view, and something unique to offer, companies will not just hire you for a role. They'll bring you in for the value you represent. The idea of a personal brand is no longer vanity. It's a necessity. If you're visible, contributing, and open about your work, you reduce your risk. As Sumit adds, start something on the side. Show your work. Be found before you're needed. While cuts are unfortunate, and preparation for cuts is never easy, constant learning and agility are the best bets to navigate through them. Those who have the ability to cultivate new technical skills as well as soft skills will prove to be most resilient. As Rajiv Jayaraman, founder CEO of KNOLScape says, engage in continuous learning, take modular online courses, seek cross-functional rotations, and partner with internal mentors to build versatile skill sets. When announcements of layoffs arrive, approach them as reset points. Update your skill inventory, lean into internal transfer opportunities, and network within your company to identify new roles before they're publicly posted. In most boardrooms today, the hierarchy is flattening, and the startup culture is taking over. Teams are smaller, but the work remains, which means those who understand context, product, customers, and internal systems are suddenly more critical than external hires. The person who knows how the system works becomes harder to replace. As one expert says, context compounds, titles don't. And what about soft skills? Are they enough? Experts emphasize the relevance of soft skills and call them mandatory. Communication is now a deciding factor. Can you explain an idea? Can you build trust? Can you manage conflict in a fast-changing team? Flexibility has also changed meaning. It's not about adjusting to a shift in timings, but being okay with roles evolving, tasks changing, and labels dissolving. As Dr. Nishan Bardwaj, assistant professor and program coordinator of media studies at Christ University, says, behavioral shifts, especially in adapting to technological change, are rarely immediate. Digital literacy remains a crucial bridge, and institutions are increasingly focused on making this transition accessible. At both school and college levels, conversations around AI are gaining prominence, enabling students to align with industry expectations and become more employable in a changing economy. So, what emerges from all the discussions with experts is not panic, but a path. Yes, AI is changing how work is done, and jobs are being cut. But in that same breath, work is being redefined. Those who adapt, who think ahead, who speak up, and who learn with urgency will find not only jobs, but opportunities. Being layoff-proof isn't a promise anyone can make, but becoming harder to replace, that's in your hands. And in 2025, that's what counts most. So the question is, are you ready to adapt and thrive in this new landscape? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think AI will replace human jobs, or will it create new opportunities? Let's discuss.